I'm Mandy.
And I'm Jessica.
And this is The Coop.
This is Coop Faves, where we share our favorite homeschooling resources and adventures. Today's fave is Raddish Kids. It's a cooking club and monthly subscription box for kids. I love that it's a thematic recipe box, which includes 3 laminated recipe cards with complimentary recipes based on a theme or a holiday. It includes 3 culinary skill lessons. So it breaks out the lesson as separate from the actual recipe card and the instructions so that it really highlights what this skill is, and then it provides an opportunity to dive deep if they really want to see other chefs mastering this skill or teaching this skill.
Well, and I don't have very much cooking experience, so I have learned a lot on these cards telling me, oh, that's what that means?
Right.
Yeah, so it helps me teach them even.
Yes, I love that. The box includes collectible items such as a culinary tool, a patch to earn and add to your apron, and table talk cards. So these table talk cards have like conversation prompts or,
they're really fun questions. And they're themed too.
They are themed. Yeah. They're often themed to go with the box, which is neat, or
it is.
Yeah.
And you put them all on a D ring or a circle ring.
It provides you with the ingredients list and the shopping list. So if you wanted to take their cute illustrated card to the grocery store, you could.
Yeah.
And then they include what they call their bonus bites. So through their website, you can get bonus recipes that match the box. So if it's a holiday, there'll be other holiday recipes. If it's a country theme, there'll be other recipes that go along with that. They include playlists, which is super exciting.
Yeah,
you can play that while you are cooking. They include homeschool lesson plans, and they actually call them homeschool lesson plans.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So I really love that they have the homeschool community in mind, and they are able to offer these homeschool lesson plans to help you really build this out into more, which is what you love to do.
Oh, totes.
Yeah, but you, for some of your other subscription boxes, do it on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even for the Christmas one, it was putting the little ginger, is it ginger? Cloves.
Oh yeah,
into oranges. Yeah, and that was one of our crafts we did as part of our elf day.
That's so fun.
From the Christmas box.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then they also provide dietary restrictions and substitutions. So if you have a recipe that you just can't eat as is, they'll help you with that, which I love. And then they provide video instructions.
Yeah, I haven't used those yet.
I was watching the one for sushi making.
Oh, cool.
Ahead of our co-op's sushi day. And so that was really fun. So it was actually from Raddish Kids.
Do you have to log in to see the video?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Nope, it's on their website.
Yeah.
So there's a few options. You can join the cooking club by signing up for a monthly subscription of 1, 3, or 6 or 12 months. The price per box goes from $24 a month down to $20 per box when you pay upfront for a 12-month subscription.
And that's pretty consistent with most subscription box companies. The more you buy, the cheaper it is.
Right. And what I love about this is that this is something that's ongoing. You can use these recipes again and again. It's not
the rest of their
box.
life. Yeah.
You get a kitchen tool that you can continue to use. And so to me, that's an amazing price point for something that you don't actually throw away when you're done.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Like most of our other subscription boxes, we throw it away. They make it and then
the
it goes in
experience
the
is
trash.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Single boxes can be purchased as a way to try Raddish Kids, or for past boxes that you missed out on.
Yeah.
So if you're new to Raddish Kids and you missed out on a box that looked really awesome, you can go and buy it oftentimes.
Yeah.
So that's usually boxes they tend to have a lot of or were particularly popular. So they'll bring back old boxes.
And they will sometimes put them in a bundle. So you could do a European bundle of like 4 boxes or an American one, or like they have an Asian one too.
Exactly.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they actually run a sale on those.
Yeah.
So you can get a little discount on those from time to time.
Yeah, so if you're doing a unit study or like world history, you might as well get the European and the Asian one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they have a sibling add-on. So for $5, you get an additional culinary tool. That way each kid has their own and you're not fighting over tools. And they get their own apron patch, which That's probably pretty valuable if the kids are enjoying the patch idea, and getting a patch. That would be hard. You can't share that. A tool I could see you sharing, but the patch for sure, something you'd want. So for $5, that's not too bad for the sibling. Right, per box. Okay, so 3 reasons why Raddish Kids is a favorite. My first reason is that it's easy and has well laid out recipes.
Definitely.
It can be tricky to get some kids to try new recipes, like my kids. But Raddish Kids makes following the directions simple and exciting. So I know my daughter was excited to try it.
Yeah.
Even though she didn't think what the recipe was going to taste good.
Yeah.
She was excited to go through the process.
Yeah, and it's like they've signed up for it themselves.
Exactly. Love it.
Yeah.
And then we really love the culinary tools.
Definitely.
They have become our everyday tools and have replaced some of the gadgets that we got as wedding gifts.
That's awesome.
No joke. And they're all bright green.
Yeah, they go together.
They match. You can tell what we got from Raddish Kids, which is not my favorite color.
Oh.
But even still, those tools I like over some of the other ones.
They're easy to grip.
Yeah.
Especially like if you have smaller hands, they're meant for smaller hands.
They are.
Yeah.
And everything is silicone. So it's just nice that nothing burns and melts. Nothing gets too hot to hold for the kids' hands either, which is great for me because I'm no professional chef. And let's be honest, those professional chefs have a lot of kitchen accidents too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So it's nice to have tools that are easy to use and functional.
Yeah.
And then you have a favorite.
Oh yeah, I love the cooking vocabulary, like we were mentioning a little bit earlier, and the math skills. So my daughter knew the word mince today in the car.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you know that word? And it was on the Wordle today on New York Times.
Oh, funny.
And so she did that little thing, and I was like, how did you know mince? And she's like, from Raddish Kids.
Duh.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, I was so shocked, right? And then, fractions too.
Oh, yeah, measurements.
It's totally exposing them to real life use of fractions. And 100%. I love that, yeah.
So we want to share a little bit about how we use these boxes. So I started a Raddish Kids subscription for Sophia about 5 years ago when she was only 5 years old as a way to encourage her to try new foods.
Yeah, I love it.
She would be so excited to get her box each month and look at the recipes. But my experience was that she was a little bit young.
Yeah.
So she couldn't really do much more than assist. And so I felt like it made her less engaged. And then it seemed like she wasn't getting that satisfaction out of making it that would make her try it.
Totally.
Even if it wasn't something that would be her favorite.
It doesn't feel like hers.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It felt like, well, the mommy did the rest of that. So while I love the concept of it and I recommend it to everybody.
Totally.
It just wasn't for us as a 5-year-old. And I haven't come back around to it, but I kept the subscription for 2 years.
Yeah.
I was committed to it because now we have this amazing collection of recipe cards because they are trifold and they are laminated.
Yeah,
so these things are practically indestructible and they stand up. So when you're cooking, they can stand up in front of you. You don't need an easel or a tripod to hold it up.
Yeah.
And it's not flat on the counter if you don't want it to be. So I love the recipe cards. I love that they're easy to look at. So I love the product and I'm excited to actually get her encouraged to try again and pull out some of these old recipes.
Yeah, I feel like the youngest you want to go is probably my youngest's age, which is 7 or 8. And then but I feel like ages 10 on up would be
she could probably make almost everything with just an assist from me.
Yeah,
not me doing
watching
it.
out for the heat. Like that's when you're teaching them, like only grab the pot here, don't grab it here. Whereas a 5 and 6-year-old might not remember that and burn themselves.
And I don't even really want them on top of the stove, just because of how I am. Not every mom is as highly concerned about those things as I am. Yeah. We all have our things.
Totally.
But that's one for me that I have a hard time with. One slip on the oven and you're burned.
Yeah.
But I know other people are more willing to let their kids try that because that's how they learn. They learn by touching real things. It's more the Waldorf and Montessori style.
Totally.
But I struggle with that. But I did just buy her a new box. It's the Japan-themed box, which we're super excited about because her favorite food is sushi.
Oh, yeah, it's perfect.
So we just need to run out and get those ingredients, and we'll be making sushi.
How fun.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, well, the way that I use it is I have 3 kids and there are 3 recipes. So when we open the box, we negotiate who's doing which recipe. Nice. And sometimes, usually one of my kids always likes to do the entree, and then the other 2 want to just do the dessert. Oh, yeah. And so there's usually a recipe that doesn't get made, and that's fine because we have it to circle back to when their tastes change. Exactly. You know, the bruschetta is not something they're interested in. That's fine. Like, you can each make the dessert. We'll have the dessert 2 times this month. Totally. Or this week. Or if it's a bigger recipe, you can both work on it together. Right.
If it's agreeable.
Yeah. And then also we make it a grand meal.
Oh, that's cute.
If it's the entree or the dessert, it doesn't even have to be both of them. But we've done it one time where it was both of them, and my husband was helping with one, I was helping with the other 2, and the kitchen was very crowded.
Sure.
So it's almost better just to pick one, and then you make it a grand meal. So it could be that it's a special family game night, or that you're having grandma and grandpa over, or like we've done the goulash when friends came over.
That's fun.
And that was like what the kids wanted to eat, and then we had like our adult stuff that we served.
Perfect.
Although the goulash, I'm sure I ate that too because, anyways,
it's
delicious.
Yeah.
We also like to make the recipe a few times.
Awesome.
Over the month, and that just helps them get more comfortable in the kitchen, more comfortable with a recipe, and they feel like that recipe is really theirs. Lastly, a really fun thing that we're starting to work on is, as our tools are growing, we're starting to really build out their own drawer. The kids have their own drawer in the kitchen.
Oh, nice.
And I actually need it because I'm getting all these new tools, but I don't want to get rid of mine.
Right.
But I want them to have their own because this is going to be what they go away to college with, like we talked about. So we have a drawer that we've laid shelving paper in that's really pretty, and slowly they're adding to it, and eventually it'll just be their own drawer, and they know all those tools are good for them to use. They're all safe. There won't be any like Cutco knives in there that's going to slice them when they reach in.
So I want to interject real fast because we actually talked about it offline and not in here about you wanting to send your kids away to college.
Yeah.
Let's fill our listeners in on that.
Yeah. So what I love is they're each, it seems like a lot of tools now because
you're doing the sibling add-on.
I'm doing the sibling add-on, and they're each getting a tool.
Right.
In the box. There's 3 tools in a box, 3 patches,
right,
and then the 1 recipe card. But I love that when they leave, when they move out someday, they're going to have a great set of tools. Like you said, it's just as good as your wedding registry tools.
For sure.
Yeah. And they're slowly building that over time, and they will have memories with these tools. They will have worked with them, and they'll remember what they made with them. And I love that.
Yeah. That's awesome. So then we have other Raddish Kids products. So obviously their main thing is the subscription, or they call it their cooking club. But when you sign up for the first time, you get an apron included in your subscription, or you can separately buy that. If you're just getting a single box to check it out, you can buy the Raddish Kids apron. They provide a cookbook that has sleeves where you can insert recipes.
Yeah, and I think it holds about a year's worth.
Right.
Because ours is getting pretty full.
That's awesome. And so that's about $20 on their website. And then you can get a tool set, which includes 5 main tools.
Yeah, so if you're just getting some of the one-off boxes, but you want to supply your child with a good set of the 5 main tools they use, you can just get it there. Yes. And I'll go with the tools that they get on the one-off boxes that you get.
Exactly. And then, as we mentioned earlier, they have some of their bundles on sale. So their Asian bundle or European bundle, you get 4 boxes for between $70 and $90, which is a pretty good discount.
Yeah.
So be sure to check out our links in the podcast or the YouTube descriptions. We give you a link directly to the Raddish Kids. It is an affiliate link where we earn a small commission if you choose to make a purchase on that website.
Yeah.
Helps keep us going.
It does, yep.
Thanks for listening. We love your support. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast, leave a rating and review to let us know how we're doing, and share our podcast with your friends who need a little community, humility, and joyful fun in homeschooling.